the most popular girl in school competes with me in everything. Okay, imagine this. You're living your life, minding your own business, when suddenly, the most popular girl in school starts competing with you in everything. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Let me tell you what's going on, because seriously, I need your opinion. It all started in the strangest way. Like, I've never been someone who attracts much attention. I've always been that person who hangs out in the corner, with my friends, living quietly. I'm not trying to be the star, you know? But it seems like someone else has other plans for me. Someone named Emily. Yes, that Emily. The girl everyone knows, follows on social media, and even tries to copy her style. Emily has it all, perfect outfits, amazing hair that never seems out of place, and Instagram followers that she gains without even trying. But what does she seem to want now? To compete with me in everything. And honestly, I didn't even realize I was in a competition until I was thrown right in the middle of it. It all started in math class. I was focused, trying to solve a difficult equation, and suddenly, here comes Emily. She looks at my paper and says, "Oh, you solved it like that? Interesting. I would have done it differently, but okay." And of course, she hands in her answer to the teacher with that little smile. And guess what? Yes, my answer was right, and hers, not so much. I thought it was just in my head, but then, things started to get weird. She started showing up everywhere I was, like always. If I was in the library studying, she was there. If I was playing volleyball on the court, guess who was on the opposing team, with that look of, "I'm better than you"? Emily. Like, out of nowhere, she started being everywhere. Then things got really strange. I decided to sign up for the school talent competition. Not because I wanted to win or anything, but because my friends insisted. And you know what happened? Emily signed up too. And she never showed interest in it before. I was planning to sing a song I love, and then, bam. She shows up with the same idea. The same song. I was like, seriously, Emily? I even thought about changing my idea, but then my friends told me to stick with what I wanted, because, like, who cares what she does, right? But the thing is, even though I didn't want to, there I was competing with her. And it started to mess with my head. Like, why is she doing this? What does she get out of it? The craziest part of it all is that I've never been someone who cared about competing. I always thought that everyone has their own talent, you know? Like, Emily is great at being popular and taking perfect selfies, and I'm just here trying to pass my next algebra test. But her, she seems to want to outdo me in every little thing. Even my friends started to notice. "Have you noticed that Emily always does what you do?" my best friend Chloe said. And the craziest part? Chloe started to get a little uncomfortable with it too, because it seemed like, out of nowhere, Emily wanted to be part of our group. One day, she showed up at the cafeteria and sat with us like it was the most normal thing in the world. And everyone was like, "What's going on?" I didn't want to be rude, so I let it happen, but you could feel the tension in the air. And then, of course, Emily started talking about how she was training a lot for the talent competition and how she hoped we were all ready to see her epic performance. Seriously, what was she trying to prove? Now, the competition is coming up, and I've been thinking, is she competing with me because I'm a threat? Like, I never saw it coming because, again, I'm not usually the center of attention. But does Emily see me differently? Does she think I could outdo her in something? Or is it all just some crazy coincidence and I'm overthinking everything? I really want to ignore it all, but honestly, it's hard. It's weird to think that someone is always watching what you do, trying to be better than you. And I won't lie, it's starting to get to me in ways I didn't expect. So if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Would you face this competition head-on, or just let it go and keep doing your own thing? I'm trying to decide if I should give it my all in this talent show, just to prove that I don't need to compare myself to anyone, or if I should let it go and focus on the things that really matter to me. And the funniest part? I never thought I'd be in this situation. Competing with the most popular girl in school was never something I imagined I'd do. But now that I'm here, it feels like there's no going back. And if I lose? Does it even matter that much? Sometimes I think the best thing would be to just be myself and let other people compete on their own. But at the same time, there's that part of me that wants to show that I'm worth something too, you know? Even if I don't have Emily's followers or perfect style, I'm still good at some things, and maybe that's enough. Sometimes, I catch myself thinking how good it would be to just be myself and leave all this competition behind. Like, what's the point of constantly comparing myself? Maybe the smartest move would be to live my life and focus on what I love doing without worrying so much about what others think or do. But then, there's that other part of me whispering, what if you also have something to prove? What if, by letting go, you're giving up the chance to show your true worth? It feels like there's an internal battle, you know? On one hand, I know I'm not the type of person who needs others' validation. I'm not driven by likes, followers, or the approval of the popular crowd. But at the same time, it's hard to ignore when someone like Emily is constantly trying to outshine you. Not that I care about being better than her, but there are moments when I wonder, am I really ignoring a part of myself? Not having the same perfect style or thousands of followers as her doesn't really bother me, but sometimes I wonder if, deep down, I'm avoiding certain situations because I'm afraid to fail. Maybe that's why Emily gets to me so much. Maybe what she does is a reflection of what I'd like to do, but I'm scared. Scared to take risks and not be good enough. Scared to try and fail miserably. But is it healthy to live like this? What do we gain by always being on the defensive, avoiding competition, or challenging situations? On the other hand, is it worth wasting so much energy comparing myself to someone like Emily, who clearly lives in a different world from mine? I guess the question isn't really about competing with her, but more about what I want for myself. I know everyone has their insecurities. Emily may seem like the most confident person in the world, but I bet she feels pressured in some way too. Maybe this is her way of asserting herself, competing with those she sees as a threat. And as strange as it sounds, that thought brings me some comfort. It means that, in some way, I must be doing something right? Because if she feels the need to compete with me, it's because she sees something in me. Something I might not have even seen in myself yet. So, I find myself wondering, what if I embrace this idea? Not of competing with her, but of recognizing what I'm good at. Showing my worth, not to her or anyone else, but to myself. After all, competition doesn't always mean trying to be better than someone else. It can mean challenging yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone, and proving that you can go beyond what you imagine. As for the talent show, I won't lie, I'm a bit nervous. Not just because Emily is also competing, but because this is a real opportunity to show what I'm capable of. Maybe I don't even need to win. Maybe just getting up on stage and giving it my best will already be a victory in itself. In the end, I think this whole thing with Emily has made me realize something important. The value isn't in being the best in other people's eyes, but in being the best version of myself. And if I can do that, if I can look in the mirror and feel proud of what I see, then I think I've already won this competition. So yes, I'll keep being myself, but I'll allow myself to shine when I have the chance. Because being authentic and confident in my own path is the best way to show my worth, no matter what Emily does or doesn't do. So, tell me, what would you do? Would you embrace the competition and show what you're capable of, or would you let it go and live your life without worrying about what Emily does? I really need some advice, seriously. Because believe it or not, competing with the most popular girl in school is way more complicated than it seems. Oh, and don't forget to cheer for me in the talent competition, because, well, it's going to be interesting. Let's see how this whole story ends. Will Emily and I finally get along? Or will this competition last until the end of high school? Stay tuned, and of course, let me know what you'd do if you were in my shoes. Leave it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching until the end.